reports. They never ask why it's skyrocketing. They just ask, give us more money, we'll find a cure. Oh, really? To the vaccines where you add, on average, more than 40 cancer viruses per major vaccine tested? And your body fights it off and finally gives up and you die? You wonder why everybody's getting allergies? I got family that's lived in Austin their entire life, never had allergies. They've got them now. All the big studies show it's linked to your body already so overwhelmed with all the additives and all the crud that it just starts fighting everything. And you better be glad you got allergies, because you know what that means? It means your body is fighting hard, because when you stop having them, your body's not going to fight that cancer either. You know, most people get cancer every week. Most people under 30, you can look this up, get cancer every week. People who are above 60 on average are getting cancer every day, but fighting it off. You can pull those numbers up. Those are general breakdowns. It varies from study to study. But you're not told all that, are you? You're told, take these antibiotics that are linked to cancer because they shut down your immune system. Take all these shots. Everything's going to be great. And then as breast cancer is up several thousand percentile, we never talk about finding a cause where it's always find the cure. I mean, that'd be like if I fell off a cliff, a 100-foot cliff, and broke both my legs, and they came and said, now, as soon as we mend your legs and put them in cast and they heal in 6 weeks, we want you to jump right back off that cliff again, because we're finding a cure to your broken legs. How about don't jump off a cliff? Yeah, here's the Daily Mail. 2 fizzy drinks a week can raise your chances of getting pancreatic cancer by 87%. That's a big study. And then they say in these studies, we don't know why. Of course, it turns out the ones with the aspartame, it's even higher. Well, I'll tell you why. I was telling you about bisphenol A and all the rest of it, but remember melamine 3 years ago? They executed the people in China that did it, thousands sick, hundreds dying. But over here, they got pediatric wards full of little kids having failure. But they just don't even test. It's just, well, we don't test why it's happening. We're just gonna put your baby on dialysis now, or try to get them some kidney replacements. Because our own FDA, the loving FDA, came out about a year into that, 3 years ago. In fact, type in headline, FDA, some melamine not bad. Or type in this Washington Post, another one. 90% of major corn syrup brands have high levels of lead and mercury in them. How about that? How about that one? You could type that in and look at it. And they never ask in the article why. I went and did some research and found out why. Maybe I shouldn't tell you. Maybe I should have you go look it up. Would you like me to tell you why? Or do you even care? Are you listening to this radio show and do you hear? I understand. I'm a weirdo. Again, I go out to eat with people who aren't listeners sometimes, or at events or church or whatever, and they say, do you really believe all this? I mean, wow, it's really weird that you know all this. It's weird. See, I should be at a sports bar right now, sticking my chest out, acting tough in a real, shallow way with people that aren't my friends and who don't care about me. And again, I should have my kids there having them eat MSG so they're brain damaged. That's what a man does. All right, look, I tend to get in here, do all this preparation for hours at home, an hour before airtime here in the office, and then never even cover anything I've got in front of me. And there's got to be 15 or more mainstream news articles demonizing us, which I love. Just in the last 24 hours, and I haven't even mentioned any of those, because it really shows we're hurting them bad. The more demonization, the better. The more attacks, the better. The more enjoyable it is, because it means I'm hurting these globalists. They did find one of the articles. It's Seattle Post-Intelligencer, not Washington Post. And a big study that came out in 2009. Study mercury found in high fructose corn syrup. Researchers reported finding mercury in nearly 50% of tested samples of commercial high fructose corn syrup. A separate study by a nonprofit group found mercury in nearly a third of 55 popular brand name foods and drinks, where HFCS is the first and second ingredient. Folks, they are authorized by the criminal government to do this. And here's the deal. This is done on purpose. Remember 5 years ago when Bayer Pharmaceutical finally got convicted in France and Australia, not here in the U.S., Bayer that funded the Nazis, everything. Yeah, that was part of the experiments, all of it. Eugenicist. The big drug companies. Almost all scientists globally 100 years ago were eugenicists. They believed in master race, reducing population. They founded all the major drug companies that are out there. That's why they're still the same. But it came out in court, and you can look this up. Just type in Bayer knew Factor 8 had HIV hepatitis for 10 years and shipped it out to everybody, knowing it was a death sentence. And they didn't just do that. They didn't just know for 10 years and not care. They're eugenicists. They believe this was good for the hemophiliacs to die. You can pull up the newscast on it. You can pull up the minutes of their executives laughing about it. I mean, and you're like, but that doesn't sound human. You're not a globalist. They think of you as dumb animals. They get off on it. I mean, are they right? Are they right? I mean, is this what people deserve? Is this what people want? Is this who you really are? I mean, I'm here telling you that most products that are processed have melamine and have bisphenol A and have aspartame and have fluoride and thousands of studies together, their own documents, and then I find the documents where they admit they're doing it on purpose. And I have to then sit there and watch the perpetrators on the news as philanthropists, giving money to GMO our food and force vaccinations. There it is. Hemophiliac suit says Bayer products caused HIV, hepatitis C. That's from 2003. They've since won those cases and people have been to prison for it. That's out of the Sun Times. I doubt that link will still work for 2003, but good job finding that old article. Yeah, we were just digging around there and found a tape from 1999 of my radio show where I had the doctor on who worked in the Arkansas prisons. And they were, the jail guards were told by the state, sell drugs to all your inmates because we'll take blood from them every 2-3 days. Doesn't matter if they're like scarecrow zombies. They want their cocaine and methamphetamine. And it doesn't, and this all came out in the news. And it doesn't matter if they've all got HIV and hepatitis. The company in Canada was buying the blood out of Arkansas in all their prisons. Clinton was getting part of the money. It was called the Arkansas blood scandal. You can pull it up. And a week after I interviewed that doctor, they firebombed his clinic. The same night they robbed the Hemophiliac Society in Canada to try to get the computers. But it didn't help them. But it didn't matter. They didn't get in trouble. I mean, it's like, I guess in France they put some people in jail, some executives. But that was just a small part of it. And just imagine, we'll buy as much blood as you got. Where you got? Well, we got a bunch of people with HIV and AIDS and hepatitis and tuberculosis and everything else you want. Give us all the blood we can get. And then I interview the guy and he gets firebombed. In fact, just type in for folks and we'll show them. And listeners on radio can do this if you're not watching at Prisonplanet.tv. Just type in Arkansas blood scandal. And that'll give folks a place to start. And people are like, well, then why don't they just kill you? Most common question, I say it almost every show, because if they kill me, it underlines everything I say, it highlights it, it puts 20 exclamation points behind it. Also, I'm under such incredible surveillance by multi-agencies, and I've been sent letters from the Army, leaked, that Ron Paul and myself have Army intelligence watching us. And going over all of that, there it was that we have rallies and stuff. They have plainclothes Army there watching us saying, don't let them know you're an Army. They may kill you. Yes, I might kill you, they say. How ridiculous. Of course, I shouldn't even be sarcastic and go, oh, yes, we might kill you. Now, look at this Daily Mail article. It was also in L.A. Times. Muslim businessman becomes terrorist suspect after he tech staff. He's going to blow away the competition. And we'll show folks a document cam here of this. This guy runs a major telecommunications company in Quebec, and they were going to a trade show, and he said, I want to blow away the competition with our products. And they raided his house, said he was a terrorist, arrested him, indefinitely detained him, and told his wife he is a terrorist. But wait, it gets better. 2 young Brits, as you know, last week, a guy and his girlfriend, that's probably his crime right there, he likes blondes. 2 British friends were detained at Los Angeles airport after the Department of Homeland Security misinterpreted several statements on their Twitter. And one message was, we're going to party, paint the town red. Yeah, burn it down. You know, that kind of statement. It was, yeah, we're going to party. Yeah, we're going to destroy L.A. Awesome. Man, I'm going to visit this and that. I mean, the system knows that it was a figure of speech, but it's about the mindlessness of it. Oh, a 5-year-old was arrested today for running at recess. People won't believe that. Show them this. Because I thought it was just the kid arrested for touching the other kid's leg in tag and being sexually charged with sexual assault. Then I found AP, Town Hall, I found just scores of lists of all over the nation. 5-year-olds, 7-year-olds are arrested and charged under juvenile court. The parents don't know their rights, waive their kids' rights, and that's their life's over. They're in the system for jogging at recess. Type in running now illegal at recess. I thought you just got in trouble. No, you go to jail. So this is the new system. Now, I know the holy sacrament of a bunch of steroid heads running around fighting with each other on the field. True manliness, not protecting your kids from all this, but the true manliness is about to happen in 30 minutes. And you're, all the propaganda and the terrible music and just all of the cheap cultural death that's destroying our culture is coming up when the good, wholesome football game. And all the people, that are 200 pounds overweight. There's the Town Hall article by George Will where it says arresting 5-year-olds. Running at recess, Washington. Called to a Florida school that could not cope. Police led the disorderly student away in handcuffs. All 40 pounds of the 5-year-old. The crime? Running at recess. Anyways, imagine all of the people drinking the poison, 200 pounds overweight, starving for nutrients, eating all the calories, but devoid of nutrients, the self-propelled stomachs, rolling in to the TSA facility. Everyone gets a genital probe. Small children taught to be molested. Psychologists to put it on record. TSA, feds out of jurisdiction. Big jumbotron screens with Janet Napolitano. Oh, you did find Arkansas Times contaminated blood? Well, just put that up then. Better late than never. Bloody awful how money and politics contaminate Arkansas's prison plasma program. Was always corrupt, an open vampire system. I'm sorry, let me continue here. TSA is now popping up at checkpoints all over the country. You will not escape pedophiles grabbing your genitals and your children's genitals. But here it is. TSA trains Super Bowl hot dog sellers to spot terrorists. Viper search team to be out in force before Sunday's big game. Drudge picked that up Friday. And Fox News does this all the time now. They took our article, left our name on it, published it, and put on the headline, TSA deploys wiener watchers at Super Bowl. And again, little control freaks spying on everyone. They're teaching us not to trust each other, but trust the big jumbo screen of Homeland Security head who openly ordered the underwear bomber be put on the plane. That's on record. I mean, the government runs the terrorists. It's the foreign banks that have hijacked America, and the TV show